Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are good at your homes. So students, I'm back, your maths teacher, and we are here to do some maths exercises. So everyone is excited? Very nice students. So quickly take out your books and your pencil box with you. Today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter number 3, subtraction. So students, in this chapter we are going to understand the concept of subtraction. So let's start our chapter with a very interesting story, student. So as you can see in the picture, we have two similar figures, just like the big stars. And what we have to do, we have to subtract them and fill the color accordingly. If I'm having 1 to 20 as my answer, then we have to fill that with red color. If you are having an answer from 21 to 40, we have to fill it with green color. And if we have the answer from 41 to 90, we have to fill it with blue color, students. So are you excited? Very nice, student. Let's start with this first triangle, student. So what we have seen over here, we are having 87 and we have to subtract 18 from it. So what we are going to do? We are going to subtract with 7 and 8. So we cannot subtract 7 and 8. So we have to borrow from its left hand side. So let's do it with me. So it will become 7 and it will become 17. Now if I'm subtracting 17 by 8, I'm getting a 9, students. So we have to write 9 for that. And 7 and 1, we are getting a 6. So what we have seen over here, I am getting a 69 as my answer. So it is lie between 41 and 90. So we have to fill it with blue color, student. So first we have to select the blue color and start filling it. So what we have to do first, before filling the blue color, first we have to make the outline, student, just like I am doing. Now after making the outline, what we have to do, we have to fill the blue color neatly. So our color will not come out, student. Just like I am doing. Now after filling the blue color, now what we have to do? We have to solve the second part. So what is written over here? It is 88 and we have to subtract 54 from that. So what we are going to do, if I am subtracting 8 by 4, I am getting a 4. And if I'm going to subtract 8 by 5, I'm getting a 3, student. So my answer is 34. And 34 is lie between 21 and 40. So we have to fill it with green color. So now we have to take the green color and start filling it. So before filling the green color, what we have to do? First we have to make the triangle border of green color, and after that we have to start filling that, student, just like I am doing. So you have to fill the green color very carefully, student, so that your color will not come out. After filling green color, now we are going to solve the next one. In the next one, what we have seen, we have to subtract it by 89 with 59. So let's do it with me. 9 and 9, if I'm subtracting 9 by 9, I'm getting a 0. And if I'm subtracting 8 by 5, I'm getting a 3 for that. So what we have seen, again I'm getting a 30, and it is also lie between 21 and 40, student. So what we have to do, we have to fill it with green color. So let's do it with me. After filling the green color, student, now we are going to solve just like this block. We have to solve the other blocks also and fill the colors accordingly. I'm again telling you, if your answer comes between 1 and 20, then you have to fill it with red color. If your answer comes in 21 and 40, you have to fill it with green color. And if your answer comes in 41 to 90, you have to fill it with blue color, student. So after filling the colors, first you have to solve over here and after filling the colors. So just like I am doing the first part, you have to attempt the other parts by yourself, student. Now we are going to do the understand the concept of subtraction, student. So what we have seen that whenever we are going to subtract, and what is the meaning of subtraction? That whenever we are going to take away something from some big part, or I'm saying if I'm taking away a bigger part from a bigger part, a smaller part, then we can say that what we are going to do, we are going to do the subtraction for this. And subtraction is written by with this minus sign, student. And the number which is subtracted is called as minuend. And the number from which we are subtracting the smaller number, it is called as subtrahend. So what we have seen here, we are having two numbers with us. We are subtracting 34 by 10. So what we can say that 10 is the smaller number. So we can say that it is the minuend. And 34 is the bigger number, so we can say that it is a subtrahend. So we can write subtrahend for that. And the answer is called as difference, student. So we can write difference for that. And how we can subtract? We have to subtract by ones place value by ones place value. Then after that tens place value with tens place value. So what we have learned over here, we have to always start subtraction by ones place value. Let's do it with me. If I'm subtracting 4 by 0, I'm getting a 4. And moving to tens place value, if I'm subtracting 3 by 1, I'm getting a 2. So we can say that our difference is 24, student. So now moving to further, now we are going to understand how we can do the subtraction of three-digit numbers with one-digit number without grouping them. So let's understand now what we can do the subtraction with our finger counting, student. Let's understand. So we have to subtract 5 from 138. So what we have to do? We have to keep the bigger number in our mind and smaller number on the fingers. So the bigger number is 138 and smaller number is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now while subtracting, what we have to do? We have to do the backward counting. Let's do it with me. 138 is in our mind. Then 137, 136, 135, 134, 133. So our difference is 133. So we can write 133 for that. Moving further, student. Now we are going to do one activity based on that. Now what we have to do? We have to subtract 194 by 9, student. Let's do it with me. So what we have to do? We have to keep the bigger number in our mind, that is 194, and make 9 numbers on our fingers, student. Let's do it with me. So what we are going to do? First, we have to keep 194 in our mind and 9 on our fingers. I'm keeping like this. Now start doing the backward counting. So 194 in our mind, 193, 192, 191, 190, 189, 188, 187, 186, 185. So what is our answer, student? It is 185. So what we have to do? We have to write 185 as our difference. So everyone is understanding? Just like this, we can attempt the other subparts also. Now we are going to understand our second method. In this, what we are going to use? We are going to use 100, tens and ones blocks. So as we know, student, this is our 100 block. This is our tens block and this is our ones block. So whenever we are going to separate by blocks method, what we are going to do? We are going to separate by 100 by the 100 block, tens by the tens block and ones by the ones block. Let's understand with the help of example. So what we have seen over here, we are having 100 block, 4 tens blocks and 6 ones blocks. And we have to subtract only 5 ones blocks. So what we have to do? We have to subtract 5 ones blocks from the ones blocks. Let's do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how much we are left with us? 100 block, 4 tens blocks and 1 ones block. So our difference will be 141 students. Similarly, we can do the one activity based on that. So what we have seen over here, we are having 200 blocks, 4 tens blocks and 4 ones blocks. And we have to subtract only 2 ones blocks, student. Let's do it with me. So first, what number we are making? 244. So first we are going to write 244 for that. And how much we have to subtract? We have to subtract only 2. So we are going to write 2 here. Now how many ones blocks we have to subtract? 2 ones blocks. Let cut stamp 1 and 1. So how much we are left? We are having 200 blocks, 4 tens blocks and 2 ones blocks. So our answer difference will be 242. Let's move further, student. Now we are going to understand our third method, that is horizontal subtraction. What we are going to do in this method? We are going to first write the numbers or the subtrahend and the minuend in the expanded form. After writing in the expanded form, what we are going to do? We are subtracting the 101 with the 101, tens with the tens and ones with the ones. Let's see one example, student. What we have to do? We have to subtract 196 with 4. So first we have to write in expanded form 100, 9 tens, 6 ones, and we have to subtract 4 ones from that. Now we have to subtract ones block with the ones block. So what we are getting? 100, 9 tens, and if I am subtracting 6 ones blocks by 4 blocks, I am getting 2 ones blocks. So we have to write 2 for that. So the difference will be 192, student. Now moving to our next method, we are having vertical subtraction. Now in vertical subtraction, what we are going to do? We are going to write one number, or we can say that the bigger number or the subtrahend at the top, and after that we have to write the minuend or the smaller number, student. So what we have seen over here, we are having 190 and we have to subtract 6 from that. So if we have to start subtracting by ones place value. So if I'm subtracting 9 by 6, I'm getting a 3, student. Now we don't need to subtract anything from 1 and anything from 1. So we are getting 113 as our answer or the difference, student. Let's do one question based on that. What we have to do? We have to subtract 244 by 3. So if I'm subtracting 4 by 3, I'm getting a 1. Now we have to copy 4 and 2. So we can say that our difference is 241, student. Similarly, you can do the second, third and fourth part, student. Now moving to next, what we are going to do? We are going to understand subtraction of 3-digit numbers with 2-digit number without regrouping them. So what we are going to understand? we are going to understand and learn how we can subtract a 3-digit number by a 2-digit number, student. Start with our first method, that is the horizontal subtraction. So what we are going to do, first we are going to write in the expanded form. So we have to subtract 658 by 47. So we can write 600 5 times 8 1 in subtracted 40 times 4 times and 7 ones. So students, what we are going to do, we are going to subtract by tens place value with tens place value and ones place value with ones place value. So we are having 600 with us. If I'm subtracting 5 tens with 4 tens, I'm getting 1 tens, 8 ones and 7 ones, I'm getting 1 ones. So the answer difference is 611. Now we are going to understand the vertical subtraction. So what we have seen, first we have to write the bigger number or the subtrahend at the top. That is 867. After that we have to write the smaller number. That is 25. Now start subtracting. If I'm subtracting 7 by 5, I'm getting a 2. 6 and 2, I'm getting a 4. And we no need to subtract anything from 8. So our difference is 842, student. Let's move further. Now we are going to understand how we can do the subtraction of 3-digit number and 2-digit number with regrouping them. So what we can do, let's understand with the first example, that is horizontal subtraction, student. First, what we are going to do, we are writing the numbers in expanded form. So first we have to write 396. We are writing it 300, 9 tens, 6 ones. And what we have to subtract, student? 47. So we can write 4 tens, 7 ones. Now let's start subtracting them 100 by 100, tens by tens and ones by ones. So what we have seen, we are having 300 with us. Now if we have to subtract 9 tens with 4 tens. So what we have seen, 9 tens with 4 tens, I am getting a 5 tens, student. Now we have to subtract 6 ones by 7 ones. And we know this, 6 is a smaller number than 7. So what we have to do, we have to borrow 1 tens from the tens block. And it will become 10 ones, student. So let's do it with me. So if I'm borrowing from 5 tens, 1 tens to this, it will have 4 tens. And it will become 10 ones over here. So 10 and 6 ones will make us 16 ones. Now if I am subtracting 16 ones by 7 ones, I am getting 9 ones. So the difference will be 349. So we can write 349 for that. Similarly, let's do one activity based on that. In that, what we have to do, we have to find the difference. It is 267 and 45. Let's do it with me. First, we have to write 267 subtracting 45. We can write 267 in expanded form. 200 6 tens and 7 ones, students. Now we have to subtract 45 from that. So we can write it as 4 tens and 5 ones. Now what we have to do, we can write 200. Now we have to subtract 6 tens by 4 tens. So let's do it with me. 6 and 4 tens and 7 ones and 5 ones. So 7 ones and 5 ones, students. So what we have seen, we are having 200 with us. 6 and 4, if I am subtracting, then how many tens we are having? 2 tens. So we can write 2 tens for that. And how many ones we are having? 7 by 5. We are having 2 ones with us. So we can say that our difference is 222, students. Similarly, You can attempt the second, third and fourth part by yourself. Moving further, now we are going to understand our second method, that is vertical subtraction. Now what we have to do? First we have to write the bigger number, then the smaller number and do the subtraction. Start by ones place value, student. Let's see. We have to subtract 463 by 25. So as you can see, we cannot subtract 3 by 5. So what we have to do? We have to borrow from its left side. Let's do it. So it will become 5, student, and it will become 13. Now if I am subtracting 13 by 5, I am getting a 8. So we have to write 8 for that. Now we have to subtract 5 by 2, I am getting a 3. And we no need to subtract anything from 4, we can write 4. So we can say that our difference is 438, student. Similarly, we can do the one activity based on that. We have to subtract 473 by 56. So first we are going to write 100, tens and ones. So the bigger number is 473 and the smaller number is 56. Now we are going to subtract them. We cannot subtract 3 by 6. So we have to borrow it. So it will become 6 and it will become 13. Now 13, if I am subtracting 6 by 13, I am getting a 7. Now if I am subtracting 6 by 5, I am getting a 1. And we no need to subtract anything from hundreds. So we are getting a difference as 417. So we can write 417 over here. Similarly, you can attend second, third and fourth part, student. Let's move further. Now we are going to understand how we are going to do subtraction of 3 digits with 3-digit numbers without regrouping them. So our first method is using expanded form. Let's do it with me, student. So what we have to do? We have to subtract it by 100 place value with 100, tens with tens and ones with ones. So what we have to do? We are writing both the numbers in expanded form. Now we are going to subtract by ones place value with ones place. 8 by 3 we are getting 5 ones. 5 and 2 tens we are getting 3 tens. And 3 and 2 hundreds we are getting 100. Let's do one activity based on that. We are having 432 and subtracted by 311. Let's do it with me, student. So what we can do? We can do it over here. First, we can write 432 as 400, 3 tens and 2 ones, student. And what we have to subtract? 311. So again, we can write 311 in expanded form. 300, 1 tens and 1 ones. Now what we have to do? We have to subtract them. Now 2 ones by 1 ones, I am getting 1 ones. 3 tens and 1 ones, I am getting 2 tens. And 400 by 300, I am getting 100. So our difference will be 121. So we can write 121 over here. Now moving to the next method, we are going to understand how we can do the vertical subtraction. So first we have to write the subtrahend. After that we have to write the minuend, student. So first we are going to write this 976, the bigger number. After that we are going to write the smaller number 523. Now start subtracting by ones place value. 6 by 3 I am getting a 3. 7 by 2 I am getting a 5. 9 by 5 I am getting a 4. So we can say that our difference is 453, student. Moving further, now we are going to, okay, before going to undo the third method, let's do one activity based on that. So we have to subtract 9 by 8, I am getting a 1, 5 by 0, I am getting a 5, 9 by 1, I am getting a 8. So we can say that our difference is 851, student. Similarly, you can do the other parts also. Now moving to understand our third method, horizontal subtraction, student. Now in this method, what we are going to do? we are going to subtract 366 by 120. So first we are going to write in expanded form and subtract the 100 place with the 100 place, tens place with the tens place, student. Let's do it with me. We are having 366. So 300, 6 tens, 6 ones, and subtract 100 with 2 tens. Now 300 with 100, I am getting a 200. 6 tens and 2 tens, I am getting a 4 tens. And we are having only one ones, that is 6 ones. So we can write 6 ones. So the our difference is 246. So we can write 246 for that. Similarly, we can do one question based on that. We have to subtract 462 with 300. Let's do it over here, student. First, we can write 462 by 300. So we have to write 300 for that. First, we have to write in expanded form. So that is 400, 6 tens and 2 ones. We have to subtract 300, 0 tens and 0 ones. So what we can do? First, we have to subtract 100 by 100. We are getting 400 subtracted by 300. And we don't need to subtract anything from 10. And we don't need to subtract anything from 1s. So I am getting 100, 6 tens and 2 ones. So the difference will be 162. So we can write 162 for this. Similarly, you can attempt the other parts also. Now we are going to understand how we can find out the missing digits. So what we can do? Let's understand with the help of one example, student. Let's say we are having 5 and a blank space, or we can say that a missing number, and we have to subtract it by 34. So, and our difference is 23, student. So what we have seen over here, that what should I subtract by 4? So I get a 3. So what we are going to do, we are going to add these both two numbers. So I am getting, if I am adding 3 and 4, I am getting a 7 over here. So we can say that if I'm subtracting 7 by 4, I'm getting a 3, student. So with the help of that, we can find out the missing number. Let's do one question based on that. That what we can see over here, what we can subtract from 8 to get a 5. So what we can do, we can subtract by 3. So at the first blank space, we can write the 3, students. So we can check that if I'm subtracting 8 by 3, I'm getting a 5. Similarly, what should I subtract by 2 to I get a difference of 4? So what we have to do, we have to add both these two numbers. So 4 and 2 will make a 6. So what we are going to do, we are going to write the 6 at the missing place, student. So if I'm subtracting 6 by 2, I am getting a 4, student. So with this, we are going to find out the missing digit, student. Similarly, you can do the second and third one also. Let's move further, student. Now we are going to understand few word problems, students. So as you can see in the picture, what we have seen, that if there are 484 fruits in the cartoon and there are 244 are the mangoes, then what are the how many guavas are there? So what we can do, we can subtract the total fruits by the number of mangoes. So how many fruits we are having? 444. Number of mangoes we are having 244. To find out the number of guavas, we have to do the subtraction. 4 by 4, I am getting a 0. 8 by 4, I am getting a 4. 4 by 2, I am getting a 2. So we can say that number of guavas are 240. Let's do one activity based on that, student. There are 489 students in our school, as we can see in the picture. And out of these, 278 are girls. Then we have to find out how many boys are there in the school. So the total number of students are 489 students. And number of girls are 278. So what we have to do? We have to do the subtraction. If I'm subtracting 8 by 9, I'm getting a 1. 8 by 7, I'm getting a 1. 4 by 2, I'm getting a 2. So we can say that how many boys we are having in the school? 211. So we can write 211 for that. With this, student, our chapter 3 is finished. Till then, bye. Take care, everyone.